Kyle from Fidelity here. Today we're going to talk about the Bose QuietComfort 20 noise cancelling earphone. Generally speaking, I'm not a big fan of noise cancelling headphones. Generally speaking, I think noise cancelling headphones sound pretty bad, unfortunately, and generally speaking don't provide enough noise cancelling to really make it worthwhile. I think the application where noise cancelling headphones are really appropriate is during air travel or train travel or other very loud environments. If the environment you're in isn't really loud, you're better off in terms of sound quality having a traditional sealed headphone or in-ear headphone, as you'll get better quality sound. But if you travel a lot on airplanes and trains, it is worthwhile getting a noise cancelling headphone, assuming they actually work well and sound good. In the past, the best noise cancelling headphone that I've heard is the Bose QuietComfort 15, which is an around the ear, over ear model noise cancelling headphone, which works very well in terms of noise cancelling, better than any other noise cancelling headphone I've experienced, and sounds decent, but it doesn't sound great. It's sort of a mid-fi quality sound. So the QuietComfort 15 was my recommendation for a noise canceller for a long time. Recently they came out with the QuietComfort 20 in-ear noise cancelling headphone, and I have to say I am stunned with the quality of both the noise cancelling in this headphone and the quality of the music. Let's do a quick tour of it physically, and then I'll go more into the sound quality. The headphone consists of the two earpieces, which are joined together at a remote control. This is the Android remote. It's a one-button remote control, and it has a button for the awareness mode. The awareness mode turns down the noise cancelling and opens a microphone to the outside world so you can hear what's going on. When the stewardess comes up and asks you if you want some peanuts, this is how you can hear what she's saying. After the remote control, there's also a remote control for an iPhone version of the QuietComfort 20. It's called the QC20i. So you can get these both for Androids, Blackberries, and Windows phones with the one-button remote, and with the Apple phones with the three-button remote. After that, there's a relatively short cable, about 2.5 foot long cable, that goes to the control module here. The control module has in it a lithium-ion battery and all the electronics to operate the phone. Bose claims the lithium-ion battery will operate at its full capacity for 500 charge cycles. If you charge it once every 2 or 3 days, it runs for about 16 hours on a full charge, and if you have to charge that once every 2 or 3 days, that's about 3 years life on a full battery, and it will last longer at a diminished capacity, but it's not replaceable. So eventually you'll have to replace the earphones at $299. That's a little bit of an expensive proposition. But I think it's a reasonable amount of time. And also, I have to say, some people complained about the price of these headphones at $299. There are certainly a lot of noise cancelling headsets out there that are substantially more expensive than this, and since these work very, very well, and the best I've heard, I think it's a quite reasonable price for these headphones. On the control module, there's a sliding switch which activates the noise cancelling and the active electronics to drive the headphones. There's a couple of LED indicators. When I turn on the awareness mode, you can see that the noise cancelling LED turns off, and when I turn the awareness mode off, you get the noise cancelling signal again. There's also a USB mini B type connector here for charging it, and a short pigtail here with the connector that goes into your player. I'm using an Android phone. This is a Galaxy S3 in a Defender OtterBox and case, and when you use it, the control module kind of dangles off. I did for a while use it with just holding it against the back of my phone like this. Eventually I got some 3M command strips. These are picture hanging strips that you can get. They're sort of like Velcro. It's really dual lock, and so I placed it on the phone and attached them together, and then now I have a single unit here. The cable does get in the way of the LED for the camera, but it can be positioned so it remains out of the way for the actual camera lens itself. The sound quality of these headphones is very good. I would put it on par with the best of the $100 to $150 in-ear monitors. It's not as good as the really high quality in-ear monitors. The treble is a bit sort of papery sounding. The upper treble is a bit withdrawn, not very apparent. But there's no harshness there, no over exaggerated brightness. It just doesn't have the refinement that a really good in-ear headphone would have. But overall, the balance is very good. There's a slight warm tilt, but I wouldn't characterize these as a warm headphone. I'd say they're, for the most part, they're quite neutral. The bass extension is excellent. The bass response is really surprisingly good, given that these tips don't provide a really tight seal in your ear. They sort of press up against the entrance of your ear canal, and getting the kind of bass response they get is very, very surprising. I think what's going on is there's microphones both open to the outside world and a microphone inside the bore of the earpiece here, so that there is a mechanism from which they can get some feedback on the internal microphone, and I think they're listening to the bass response and adjusting it based on the amount of seal that they're getting. So I think there's a lot of trickery going on in here to get a nice, wide, even response from these headphones, which they do have, surprisingly even. I'll also put them in my ear here just so you see how they go. These are called the Stay Here Plus tips. They have a little wing here on the side that goes into the upper part of your concha bowl here. So when you put it in, this little wing has to tuck in like that, and then they're very, very comfortable actually. There are 3 sizes of tips. You take them off by pulling it off this little tab that's on the back, and you put them on just by putting them over the nozzle and then pressing it forward on the tab. You cannot use aftermarket tips. The housing here fits only these tips, so you can't use Comply tips or anything like that. But I found them to be very, very comfortable, so I don't think that's a problem. These headphones also work when the battery dies, so there is a passive mode, so you can turn the control module off and it will still continue to play. The sound quality in the passive mode is not nearly as good as the sound quality in the active mode, although it's passably good. It's okay. I've heard a lot of noise cancelling headphones that operate in a passive mode, and when you turn the switch off, the sound is really poor. The noise cancelling circuitry also does a lot to equalize the headphones and to make them sound neutral. So it's obvious that the noise cancelling electronics in here are doing a good job in equalizing the headphones so that they have a good response when they're active, but the passive response is also fairly decent with these. In terms of isolation, it really is extraordinary how much isolation these headphones provide. It's about 25 dB across the entire frequency response range. Most noise cancelers are good at low frequencies and rely on passive isolation at the high frequencies. I think that some of that is going on here, but fundamentally, because there's such a small area that it's controlling inside the ear canal, I think they are able to have a much faster noise canceling circuit or something, but the noise canceling here is quite broadband and quite good. I was listening to these and turned the vacuum cleaner on and basically just heard a hiss from the vacuum cleaner. On an air travel, last couple of flights I took, I was using these, and the sense of isolation and refuge and sanctuary from these headphones was extraordinary. Combined with the really good sound, it was a terrific listening experience on an airplane, one of the best I've had. So I definitely recommend these for air travel. Also included with your purchase is a small pouch that the earphones can go into. Simply pull them out of your player and wind it up around your hand like this, and stick it in the pouch. Put it in your pocket, and you're done. Well, I hope you get a chance to hear the Bose QuietComfort 20 for yourself. It is extraordinary. If you're a regular air traveler, I highly, highly recommend them. They'll make your listening on the airplane much, much better. And I hope you get a chance to hear them sometime soon. That's it, and we'll see you next time.